Hey, what's going on everybody? It's ETAPRIME back here again. Today we're going to be taking a look at some brand new third-party Steam Deck accessories from a company called JSAUX or JSAUX. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it, but if you're a regular viewer of the channel, you know I've taken a look at a few different cases. We've taken a look at a third-party dock for the Steam Deck. But with that dock, we were lacking Ethernet and a few other little things that I just didn't like. It was constructed of plastic, and this is actually the dock that I wanted to pick up, but it was going to take about 3 weeks to get here, and the accessories are finally here. So we've got their new screen protectors, their 6-in-1 HDMI dock for the Steam Deck, and their Kickstand Case. Now when it comes to screen protectors, I usually don't do videos on these. I find the cheapest one on Amazon, and so far, for my Steam Deck and my wife's Steam Deck, I've purchased 2 different sets of screen protectors just to see which one would go on better. And with both of those, I really didn't have any issues, but with these, we do get 2 screen protectors and a jig, which is something that comes in really handy when putting a screen protector on. Now with a lot of phone screen protectors that I pick up on Amazon, it usually comes with a jig like this, but this is the first time I've seen it for the Steam Deck, and this is going to make it super easy to get your screen protectors on without any issues. It also comes with all of the little accessories you usually get with these screen protector kits. We get the alcohol wipes to clean the screen off, get a nice little clean rag to get everything off of it. And with the jig, it basically just snaps right onto the front, lines up perfectly, give it another wipe down, and with that jig, this is just going to allow you to put that screen protector on perfectly the first time, so you don't have to worry about it. And this was super easy to do. Like I mentioned, I've picked up a couple different screen protectors for the Steam Deck, but none of them were this easy. So I just kind of put it right on there. We've got the little spudger. And of course, the jig isn't totally necessary, but it does make it super easy. Next on the list, this was actually something I was super excited about. I've taken a look at a few different cases, be it a silicone case or hard cases for the Steam Deck, but they just released their new Kickstand Case. Does come with some instructions. We really won't need these. This basically just snaps right onto the Steam Deck. We've got a clear backing here so we can actually see the rear of the unit. All of the holes are cut out perfectly. We've got ventilation around back. And it's basically a hard case. I mean, there is definitely a little bit of give to it, so it will slide on the Steam Deck. But around back, we've got that kickstand. And this is something I love to see in these handhelds because sometimes I just want to set it down on the desk, maybe watch a video on it, or play with a different controller. And putting this thing on is super simple. It's soft enough that I'm not worried about it scratching up the Steam Deck itself. Kind of snaps right on here. Not bad at all. I mean, and now we've got some protection for the Steam Deck. Plus, round back, we've got that kickstand. Where the palms are, it does have a little bit of a grippier surface than the Steam Deck itself, so it will make it a little easier to hold on to for long periods of time. Doesn't add much weight at all. And yeah, it looks like everything is perfectly cut out for the Steam Deck. And yeah, as you can see up top here, everything's nice and snug. There's no gaps in the side or anything like that. And on some of the other cases that I've taken a look at, there was a little gap here by the palm rest. This fits in here really nicely. And on the top where the screen is, no gap at all. Overall, really nice looking case, adds a little extra grip, not much more weight. We've got that kickstand. We can actually see the back of the unit, so if you did want to use a skin, you could still see that coloring coming through with this hard case on it. Kickstand works great, and since we've got rubber on the bottom of the Steam Deck and the bottom of the kickstand, you can kind of adjust this to different angles if you want to. There's not really any clicky adjustment to it, but you could set it up at different angles if you needed to. But yeah, really liking this one. This is probably the one that I'll be keeping on my Steam Deck. It will provide some protection in case you drop it, and these are readily available on their website and Amazon, so I'll leave some links in the description in case you're interested in this case. But the final thing we're going to be taking a look at and testing out in this video is their 6-in-1 dock, and this is the thing I was most excited about. Of course, Valve does have their dock on the way. We don't know exactly when it's going to be released. You know, hopefully in the next few months we'll be able to get the official Steam Deck dock, but right now we do have options. So this will support up to 100 watt PD charging, but as we know, the Steam Deck only supports 45, but I mean, that's totally fine. We can get full 45 watt charging to the Steam Deck through this. And the original dock I took a look at was made of plastic. This is constructed of aluminum. Now the sides are plastic over here and the Ethernet side, which is gigabit. And around back, we've got 3 full-size USB 3.0 ports, full-size HDMI, which will support 4K 60 out, power in, and we also have our USB Type-C to the Steam Deck right here. Not a bad looking little dock, but we definitely need to test it out. Alright, so yeah, I'm definitely going to be testing Ethernet out in this video. But basically what I've got here is Ethernet. We're going to go in the side here. Full-size HDMI. And I'm connected to a 4K display and power in. I'm just using the Steam Deck's power supply, so I'll only get 45 watts, but that's the max that the Steam Deck will charge at. Got the Steam Deck up and running. All I need to do is plug in that single USB Type-C cable. And I'm already getting a signal over here on the monitor. There we have it. Alright, so I've got an Xbox controller connected to the Steam Deck over Bluetooth. We've got a 4K 60Hz display here. And yeah, I mean, it just kind of scaled right up. Looks pretty good here from the main menu. But you got to keep in mind, you know, going to a 4K display isn't going to allow you to play every single game at a 4K resolution. We're still limited by the power of the Steam Deck. But with the latest updates to the Steam Deck, we can go over here and swap out the default resolution. So with Spider-Man Remastered, I'm just going to go to 1280 by 720 because now we're on a 16 by 9 display as opposed to the 16 by 10 display on the Steam Deck, which was 1280 by 800. So I'll just go ahead and jump right into a little bit of gameplay. And yeah, I mean, playing these games on a big screen does work out pretty well. I've actually just locked this at 30. I find that playing Spider-Man Remastered at 30 is kind of the way to go. I know a lot of people want to get this up to 40, but personally, set up that way, I still notice dips under 40, so I just went straight to 30 with it, so we're at 720p, and if I wanted to up the resolution on this, at least this game, I really couldn't go much higher than this, because we're limited by the power of the Steam Deck's APU. But there are older games that the Steam Deck can run at 4K, stuff like Left 4 Dead or Half-Life 2. I just moved over to Left 4 Dead 2 real quick, and we'll go into the settings. I'll show you what I got here. We're at a true 4K resolution, medium settings, and this game does run over 80 FPS at 4K on the Steam Deck like this. You can actually go to high settings, lock it at 60, 4K, and have a really good time with it. And of course, I understand that this is an older game. I mean, it's definitely a really old game, but playing this at 4K on a handheld is actually really impressive. So gaming with this dock is totally possible on the Steam Deck, but one of the main things I would use this dock for is desktop mode. So I've got the larger monitor here set up as my primary display. We're at 4K 60Hz, and you know, web browsing and everything like that at 4K does work out. Doesn't take much to do this, but even 4K video playback is really nice on the Steam Deck. So we'll go ahead and find a 4K 60 video on YouTube real quick. And here's a 4K 60 LG demo on YouTube. We're at a true 4K resolution, and the way I've got the desktop set up right now, I don't have any scaling going. But yeah, it does play back 4K video really well, even at 60 Hz here. The next thing I wanted to do was just run a quick speed test, you know, Ethernet on the dock versus built-in Wi-Fi. Remember, on the Steam Deck, we've only got Wi-Fi 5. I really wish they would have added Wi-Fi 6 to this unit, but I think the dock will offer much faster speeds, even though we're using Ethernet over USB Type-C. Here's the results over Wi-Fi. It's definitely not a slouch, and these are real-world performance figures. We're not doing any theoretical test on how fast this internet could really be. This is my network and what I can get out of the Steam Deck. 450 megabits down, 392 up, and on Ethernet, using the dock, we're now at 895 down and 787 up. Again, over Wi-Fi, it's no slouch. I mean, you can still get what you need done, but we are getting much faster speeds on a wired connection using this dock. And the last couple things I wanted to show off here was a non-powered USB hard drive running on the dock. So this is providing enough power for the hard drive itself, and it's not killing my other USB ports like on some other adapters that I've used in the past for Android phones and other devices. And the last thing here I wanted to show off was higher resolution emulation. So with PSP, Dreamcast, GameCube, and even Wii, we can go up to 1080 and 1440. With some of the easier to run stuff, we can go up to 4K. But with a lot of the Dolphin stuff that I've tested, 1440p is totally possible. Here's Soul Calibur 2, Vulcan backend, 1440p, and it's running absolutely amazingly. So yeah, I mean, going from 720 to 1080 does make a big difference, but you know, 1440 to 4K, at least in my opinion and my experience, I don't notice a huge jump in fidelity, but playing these games at 1080 and 1440 does make a big difference. Overall, everything that we tested here worked out great for the Steam Deck. Now, I know when it comes to these screen protectors, just like me, I won't mind buying an off-brand from Amazon and just putting it on myself. But when it comes to the case, I really do like it because we got that kickstand on the back, and this is definitely the best dock that I've tested so far for the Steam Deck. There are others on the market, or you could just go ahead and wait it out until Valve officially releases their own. But if you can't wait and you need something now, I think this would be a great choice. We've got 3 USB 3.0 ports, full-size HDMI, which does 4K 60 out, and true gigabit Ethernet on this unit. But that's going to wrap it up for this one. If you're interested in any of this stuff you saw, I'll leave links in the description. And like always, thanks for watching.